Welcome back to almost the last one of my videos in this psychology series. Today we're talking about something really interesting. Why do some people resist to persuasion? And also, how does this resistance change the way our brain remembers a message? Okay, so to explain this, I'm using the article The Role of Individual Differences in Resistance to Persuasion on Memory for Political Advertisements, written by Tappen in 2022. This study focuses on political ads, but honestly, the ideas apply to marketing, relationships, school, business, daily life. We all know someone who is easy to convince, and we all know someone who doesn't change their mind for anything. So, in this video, I'll try to explain you why this happens, why someone is really easy to convince, and why someone is really hard to make them understand your point or to convince them. Because I think we all have that two kind of people where someone is really easy that you tell someone, hey, let's do this. You just have to say it once and they go, oh yeah. And in the other hand, we have this friend who you try and tell him, let's go, and you give 100 reasons why they should do it, and sometimes it could be because they had a bad experience, sometimes it could be because they know someone who did that and they don't like that kind of person. So in this video, I'll try to explain you why. I'm sorry I make this longer, but yeah. So let's go to the video. So, why resistance affects memory? One of the coolest ideas in this study is the connection between resistance and memory. Tappen, the author of the article, found out that people who resist persuasion remember less of the message. So why does this happen? Because instead of listening carefully, their brain is busy arguing with the message that someone is trying to communicate. This process is called counter-arguing. Their thoughts look like this. This ad is trying too hard. Like if you get something and you're seeing a paint, and their brain goes like, I could do that, Or when they're watching, I don't know, for example, when they can be watching news, where does this information come from? Or they hear someone saying something, I think this is too exaggerated. Or I don't know, they get something from someone they don't like, and they say, I don't like this person. So that's why they don't focus on the things that they're listening, because the brain is working too hard. So when your brain is doing all this, it has less attention left to actually learn or store the message. So in the end, resistant people walk away with the weaker memory, even if the ad was emotional or well made, or they really connect with their audience and with the people, what the people is thinking. This shows something that is really important. Memory depends not only on the message, but only on your attitude while hearing it. So with all this, we could say that emotional messages affect people differently. Most of the persuasive messages, especially political ads, they use emotions. Emotions like fear, hope, pride, anger. It depends. Just think about the political ads you have seen, and almost all of them, they have at least one of these emotions. Tappen discovered that emotional ads do not affect everyone in the same way. So there's two kind of people, with low resistance and with high resistance. So in this section, we can see how the ads affect differently. For people with low resistance, feel the emotion more strongly. They pay more attention. They remember the message better. And the most important is that they are more likely to be persuaded, because they have low resistance to it. So they see the message and they believe it. They are paying attention completely, and they're not thinking about, where does this information come from, or this is too exaggerated, And for people with high resistance, on the other hand, they normally block the emotional impact. They disconnect from the message with all these things that I'm telling you. They have in their mind, oh, this is so too much. This is too much. So they block the message, they disconnect from the message, and all this leads to remember fewer details. Because all of this, they remember fewer details, and in top of that, they stay firm to their beliefs, so it's hard to persuade them. So this explains why emotional methods do not work on everyone. Some people simply don't react, or they even react backward. And the more emotional the message is, the more they resist to it. Does that make sense to you? So why all this matters in real life, in your daily life? I think that understanding persuasion resistance can make a huge difference in your life, in your daily life. All this knowledge can explain why political debates change some minds but others they don't, why people believe fake news even after seeing corrections, why customers doubt some ads but trust some others, why fights on social media never convince anyone, why family arguments fail even with logical explanations. So it is an answer, or a kind of answer, for a lot of things. It can also explain the relationship and the friendship dynamics. If someone has high resistance, it doesn't matter how emotional or logical you get, the brain is working against persuasion the whole time. This means the best way to communicate with them is using clear and calm explanations, avoid pressure or emotional manipulation, show credibility, and I think that most important thing is you have to be patient and build trust slowly. When I'm saying that this can affect your relationship, I have a really fresh example of it. When you try to get with someone who had already a heartbreak, they don't believe all the things you say. They won't believe the first thing you tell to them. You have to build a really trustworthy relationship. You have to get their confidence, and then after that, they can start believing what you say. But if not, they will have high resistance the whole time. So how you can connect this to your future career? Understanding that people can have high resistance or low resistance can help you avoid using words that you cannot use, can help you stop being some pushy sometimes when you're trying to sell something, for example, because some customers, they trust you quickly, but some others they don't. Those some others they always think that you want to hurt them or you want to take their money away. So understanding this, it can help you read the people, read the audience, read the customers that you have, and with that you can solve conflicts, you can make solutions, you can talk in a different way to persuade them. So with all this, you can get a lot of solutions for some problems that there are people that they don't understand, they don't have in mind. You can create marketing ideas that they don't trigger resistance. You can communicate better with employees or co-workers. You can do a lot of things, and if you can adapt your communication to different personality types, it'll be a lot much effective in customer service and leadership. So to end this video, the main idea is really simple. Persuasion doesn't depend only on the message. It depends on the person who is receiving the message. Tapping's research shows that some people naturally resist to persuasion, and that resistance change how they think, how they feel, or even how they remember the message. In the next video, we'll explore how persuasion shows up in customer behavior, especially in online reviews and tourism decisions, which connects perfectly with my future career. I don't know with yours, but I hope that you can connect all this with your future career and with the things you want to decide for your life. So I'll see you next video, and thanks for watching, and see you in video number 5, the last one.